Hi there. Does paper make a difference? Today we're going to find out. All right, let's go. Let's go! I'm excited to do this. Well, I've got this sample set from my friends at Wet Paint. A couple times a year they come out with a paper sample set where they take a grouping of paper that they have in stock at the store. They cut it into these nice sheets and they package it up like this. They tell you what's in the package. I've talked about this paper sampler before, but this is the latest one and I just kind of wanted to go through it, talk about it a little, and then see what you think. Dot card. Yeah, I can see there's little indentations around here, so let's take a look at this. That's nice. Look at these papers. Okay, let's take out the list because they're all labeled and the papers are numbered too. So someone went through the time and effort at Wet Paint to go ahead and number all of these sheets so that they would correspond with the key page here. So we'll check these out. I was just going to say that these papers are about, roughly 10 by 11 or maybe slightly bigger depending on the sheet cut, but about 12 by 12 almost, or 10 by 12, pardon me. So that's the Arches sheet, nice thick paper. Arches is great paper, so that's a quality sample there. You can't really go wrong with Arches paper for any kind of mixed media or watercolor work you want to do, anything like that. This is number 2. This is another Arches. This is a 300-pound paper, so it's more like illustration board or very thick cardstock, very heavy cardstock. So, and this one, it happens to be a cold press, so it's got a little bit of a tooth to it, which I'll demonstrate here from above as well. Okay, number 3 is a Hahnemühle agave paper, 135-pound cold press. This is another one. It's got just the slightest amount of tooth to it, but agave paper is made from the agave plant. I have reviewed that on the channel, so you can go ahead and look that up. It's on my channel, and this is really nice paper. It holds up well to most media. I would say that if you do any intense scrubbing on this paper, though, you will get pilling, and it will, not be the greatest experience if you try to overly scrub it. If you're just doing straight work, it's fine paper and it works really well. All right, this is a 74-pound Yupo synthetic paper, and it sort of feels like it's plastic sheet, and what it's made of is a polypropylene. So it's like plastic. It's got a rubbery feel. It's kind of cool, and you can do a lot of stuff with this paper. Really creative stuff, especially with washes or different types of media like that. I encourage you to check this paper out if you haven't before, because it's really fun to use. All right, this is an English paper. This is a Bockingford 140-pound cold press, and it's got a little bit of a tooth to it, much like the Hahnemühle. The tooth is it's not super rough, but it's really nice. A Stonehenge Aqua Black. It's a 140-pound cold press, and it's more than likely going to be, it'll work fine for mixed media. So you could use mixed, it's just going to be exactly like the white paper, except it's black. So that's the Stonehenge Aqua Black. Now the Stonehenge Aqua, which is sample number 7 in the list. And I just love the deckled edge here. When they do that, that's called, it's a deckled edge. There's a machine called a fourdrinier that paper makers use, especially really good paper makers. Everybody uses sort of a paper making machine, but the old-timey fourdriniers are some of the best. All right, so number 8 is Fabriano Artistico. This is a very thick, heavy paper, and it is a cold press.
Very heavy.
And it's a 300-pound. Now they're calling this, Wet Paint's calling this rough. and it definitely does have a very rough surface, which makes great if you're doing watercolor or something, like water media, watercolor pencil, or anything like that. It does add a very neat effect if you use heavily rough paper, and I recommend giving that a try if you haven't already. Okay, and then number 9 here is a Waterford English paper, I believe, 140-pound cold press. It's really nice. It's got this beautiful stamp in the corner, which we'll take a look at in the overhead. But that's a really nice paper. It's got deckled edges too. I like this, and I know a lot of artists swear by this Waterford paper. They really like it as well. Wow, that's cool. Number 10 is a Fabriano Artistico 140-pound extra white or bright white cold press. It also has a deckled edge, which is cool. One thing about this particular Fabriano paper is, I believe, and somebody will have to correct me if I'm wrong out there in the internets, I believe this is made on the same fourdriniers in Italy where they've been making papers for hundreds of years. So that's a really nice, got some really historical and good background and obviously high quality with this paper. Oh, I love the texture of this paper. We'll take a look at that in the overhead. And a lot of the times you can see the printmaker's marks are engraved in here. If you look real close, I'll show you in the overhead as well. All right, number 11. And I'm glad they included this fluid 140-pound cold press paper. I love fluid paper. I use it quite a bit. I usually cut it down because my work it tends to be smaller work, but I love the feel of this paper. It's 100% cotton rag paper. It's made well. Yeah, and it's pretty, it's 140-pound paper, so it'll take mixed media very well. All right, last but not least, and I'm glad they included this as well. This is a Hahnemühle 140-pound cold press paper. It's got deckled edges on 2 sides. I don't see a watermark on this one for Hahnemühle, but if you know the channel and you've been following me for a while, you know I love Hahnemühle sketchbooks. I use them quite a bit, especially their cotton, 100% cotton sketchbooks if I want to preserve and keep things nice. This one good thing about Hahnemühle, well, there are many good things about Hahnemühle paper, but one thing that's exceptionally cool is they've been making paper for more than 500 years in a place called Dassel, Germany, on the same fourdriniers. So the same machines have been making paper for years and years there. It's a beautiful paper, and it's well worth the money you'll spend on it. It's not overly expensive either, which is just a miracle in modern paper making. But yeah, this is great paper. I'm glad they included it. And yeah, that's a good quick run through. I want to kind of go through and test some of these papers. Some of them I've used, I think, all of these papers. Yes, definitely. There isn't a paper on here I have not used, which is good. But what I haven't done is kind of tested one specific media across all papers. It's just a beautiful sample set that you can try out different papers and you be able to decide maybe, hey, I want to buy some sheets of this, or you're able to sample a wide variety of things and decide which one is best for you. This amount of paper could keep you occupied for quite some time, just using it in your normal practice. And so it's a really good value. So I highly recommend getting this paper sampler when it comes out at Wet Paint. And if you can't find it at the website, don't be afraid to drop them a line, either email them or give them a call. They're always available, super helpful at Wet Paint, and they'll help you walk through that process of getting you these sample papers. One thing they did do is I thought, wow, the more I look at this core sample here, this watercolor sample, the more I am digging this, because the surface where they put the paint on, it's some kind of a smooth, like coated surface so that you can actually get it wet. And there's almost these indentations are almost like a mini pan. So like a I don't know, watercolor pan so that you can paint and mix and everything. That is really cool. I don't know what paper this is, but I should try to figure that out. I wonder if it says somewhere on here. I've done a pretty extensive review of Core watercolor paints on the YouTube channel, so if you want to go check those out, or check out that video, it's got a full explanation of Core. But that's really cool. I love that they did that and they included it. This is fantastic. Let's get to it. Come on, man. Okay, so I've cut down the paper samples down into these roughly 3-inch strips. When you're laying down the pencil and the paint on the paper, ain't much in the world that feels much greater. You got to lay down the pencil and paint on the paper. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, standard Kohinoor 7B pencil. All right, standard Kohinoor 7B pencil. This is the Cara Technolo, watercolor pencil. So. Interesting. This is the Cara Technolo, watercolor pencil. So. This is the Derwent chocolate pencil. And this one I'm going to put Kohinoor. When you're laying down the pencil and the paint on the paper, your day just got a whole lot greater. You got to paint every day and feel so good. You know something, man, pencils are made of mostly wood. Let's try some. I don't know, the rest of the song just have to come to me. Didn't mean to do that. This is a graphite wash, so I want to do a little wash on this. Nice. All right. Let's see, what color should we use here? Let's try the Illusion Crimson. All right. Stone ground. Cool. And a little Daniel Smith chromium blue or cerulean blue chromium. Yeah. Add a little water in there. right? Arches. They've been around forever. I like the way that came out there. It's nice. Let's try this alizarin. Yeah, Fabriano just makes nice paper, man. Okay, second to the last. This is fluid paper, which I use quite a bit. Especially their 100% cotton paper. A good affection for that paper. Works really well. Just get working in some darker. This is a pretty soft, 7B is very soft. So you don't have to work too hard to get some marks down here. All right. Oh, that's the wrong pencil. Oh well. Start over. There we go. Now the Derwent. The reason I like this Derwent chocolate pencil, one is because it's got that chocolate color, but also it's just so soft. It's like drawing with a crayon, man. It's fun. So that's a pretty good example there. We'll do a little comparison here. So that's a Waterford. Fabriano. Get kind of close up with these. Hahnemühle. So you can kind of at least get familiar with the differences. The Arches cold press, I want to compare that to I think there's an Arches 300-pound cold press. We took a look at these, but let's get up close. So I'll have to take a picture of all of these together at once, but yeah, that gives you just generally a rough idea of these different types of papers in the paper sampler from wet paint. There's an up close of I want to get this with its twin, so in white, and we'll see what those look like. Granted, I added the extra gel pen there, as you saw, but there they are together. Yep, so basically that's all of them. I'll put a picture near this so you can see them all side by side, but there they are. Hot up in here. All right, I'm happy to talk about a couple of books that I have available for this holiday season. One is the Art and Recipes book. This is a collaboration with the St. Paul Underground Artists League, and these are all of the artists that participated and shared art and recipes in this book. So this is a thick book with lots of art and recipes in it, and it's not just a couple of people you wouldn't recognize. There are people in here that you'll definitely know who they are. There's Andy Evenson, who's a world-class watercolorist. Steve Mitchell from the Mind of Watercolor is in this book, along with dozens of others. So this is like I said, it's filled with great art, and as well, it's got a utility to it because it's also a cookbook. So you can go in and get a recipe and make that recipe. And obviously make your holidays or any time just more festive. So you can pick that up today from my Etsy site or go over to Wet Paint and order one today. You'll get it in time for the holidays. The other book I want to talk about is this book here. It's Field Sketches by yours truly, and it's filled with field sketches that I have done over the past 10 years. These are some of my favorites. Lots of sketches in here representing my time out in the field or with nature, some from reference, but most of this is drawings and paintings I did while I was out in the field. You can get this from my Etsy site. Today I have a limited quantity available. I already sold out once. Thank you for everybody who's already bought the book, and for those of you that haven't, it's available on Etsy today. So yeah, if you purchase soon, I'll get it to you in time for the holidays.
If you want to level up your art and learn how sketching can unlock your creativity, you'll enjoy this course. Students use a proven method to elevate their art by building on a set of basic fundamentals. Learn how to use light and shadow, perspective and value scales to improve all aspects of your artwork. Whether you want to create better still lifes, landscapes, urban sketches, or even portraits, this course gives you the building blocks you need. You'll learn the tools and habits that will excite you about sketching and ignite your passion for creating art. Marty Owings has authored 2 books and has more than 35 years of field sketching experience, drawing and painting a wide variety of subjects. He's taught students how to get the most from their artistic journey and to discover the joy of sketching. Sign up today.
I want to wish everybody happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas. We're coming up on the New Year, so it's the holiday season. Thanksgiving just went by. Very thankful for the people who've joined the channel and become members over this past year and who are supporting the channel. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you haven't joined or become a member, please consider doing so. It helps support my work, and yeah, I just really appreciate it. And also a very happy New Year. It'll be here very soon. Looking forward to 2025 and the great art opportunities that will bring. Again, wishing you all the best. Take care, and we'll see you out there on YouTube.